Devil's Island, one of the most infamous penal colonies in history, lies off the coast of French Guiana in South America, surrounded by shark-infested waters and dense jungle. This isolated prison, established in 1852, was designed to hold France's most dangerous prisoners to madness from isolation. The largest of the islands, Ile Royale, housed the administrative center and the majority of prisoners, while Saint Joseph was used for solitary confinement. Devil's Island itself, at only 35 acres, was reserved for the most notorious criminals and political prisoners, offering no chance of escape due to its hazardous waters, treacherous waves, and fierce wildlife. The penal colony was France's attempt to banish undesirables as far from its mainland as possible. In the 19th and 20th centuries, it became notorious for its brutality. The thick jungle, dangerous animals, and rampant diseases like yellow fever made survival difficult for prisoners, even without the harsh labor they were subjected to. However, despite the odds, some dared to attempt escape. One of the most famous was Charles de Rudio, an Italian nobleman sentenced to life on Devil's Island for his involvement in an assassination plot against Emperor Napoleon III. In 1851, de Rudio and his co-conspirators threw a bomb at Napoleon III's carriage, but the emperor survived. De Rudio was sentenced to death, but his wife's influential connections spared him the guillotine, and instead, he was exiled to Devil's Island for life. Determined to escape the brutal conditions, de Rudio hatched a plan to flee. He and a group of fellow prisoners carved out a canoe from a large tree. But as their escape day neared, most of the team fell ill with yellow fever, foiling the plan before it even began. De Rudio didn't give up. He recruited a fresh team and waited for the right moment. When the guards let their vigilance slip, he seized the opportunity. Flaytune stole a fishing boat and set out into the shark-infested waters. For 3 days, he and his fellow escapees endured stormy seas, salt water ruining their food supply, and the constant threat of capture by the Dutch, who would have extradited them back to the prison. Their perseverance paid off when a British ship spotted them and brought them to safety in British Guiana. The British refused to hand de Rudio back to the French authorities, and from there, his journey continued to the United States, where he would later join General Custer in the American Civil War. De Rudio miraculously survived the infamous Battle of Little Bighorn, making him one of the rare few who not only escaped Devil's Island, but also survived Custer's last stand. Unfortunately, for the vast majority of the estimated 70,000 prisoners sent to Devil's Island, de Rudio's fate was a distant dream. Only about 5,000 survived the brutal conditions, and most never saw France again. Devil's Island remains a haunting reminder of the lengths to which nations would go to punish their prisoners and the inhumane conditions they endured.